Hello, my name is Abe, and welcome back to Monster Train. Let's just do another run here. And it's been a few days since I played Monster Train, but I'm looking forward to playing some more of this fun, fine, exciting game. What was our last run? I think it was the run that I'm probably the most proud of winning, because we had to really think about what we were doing with our units when we were playing them. And that's right, if I remember correctly, we had a fragile multi-striker in the back. But it worked. We did it. We are now fighting Daedalus Fell and then Seraph the Temperament, which is Sap Seraph, which is probably the easiest Seraph, and we can sap him in turn. We have Offering Tokens, Packed Morsels, and Preserve. Honestly, these are fantastic cards. We're the Exile Stygian Champion, which is Soulguard the Martyr. I don't know how to play with Soulguard the Martyr, honestly, because the Frostbite pardon me, is very good for every boss up until the final boss. But at the point where you get to the final boss, what the heck do you do? Do you hope that the Frostbite lasts? Do you try to, instead of building a Frostbite champion, you build a 200-200, which will now be a 200-300 if we go Mark of the Exile? I don't know. I will say that I don't like action. I think action is pretty bad, so I think we will go for Titan Channel, Soulguard the Martyr, 45-45. And then with our Mark of the Exile, that will be a 45-67.5 champion, which is pretty good. And yeah, this gives us a really nice champion level tank at the beginning of our runs here. You know what? Actually, what I really like about this is that Soulguard, if he eats a lot of the morsels, he can get healing, life, regen, and then he can sustain himself on combat. So I really like this. We will play Soulguard. We should play him at the top so that he can just eat these morsels. Oh, you know what? He can't even eat them until... Okay, I get it. I understand. Soulguard will not eat the morsels until we pop him. So we can put morsels down, but we're not gonna get any value out of those. It's very interesting. I didn't even really think about that. So if I play this, he'll unlock and then he'll start eating morsels. Good. We'll just do what we can down here. We're not gonna get the gold, unfortunately. This is a bad deck for a lot of things. This is a very bad deck for, this is extremely good. This is a very bad deck for trying to sustain ourselves, because we can't really sustain ourselves at all. We have no targeted damage on the back line. We can't kill weak support units as they make it up. It's gonna be very, very tough for us to actually do this run, but we're gonna freaking try, man. We're gonna freaking try. I guess I was speaking a little bit improperly there. We have sustain. What we do not have is, sure. What we do not have is a way of targeting the backline support units. So we keep getting, as we can see here, 1 HP units make it through and then hit the pyre for 5 damage because of that that spikes, which is unfortunate. But hopefully we'll work it through. Our champion will easily be able to handle this boss because they are a 63-74 with 1 lifesteal. We've got a very strong champion, but we need spells desperately. Unit essences, +5, +5, +3, +10 magic power. I don't think we need magic power. I think we need something like Ice Tornado, honestly. If we can make this cheap, it can kill support units. Morsel Miners are extremely great. Prismal Dust is good too, but we don't need Damage Shield if we have big health units with lifesteal. I do like a Space Prism for capacity. If we add a few of these to the deck, we can take card draw and then maybe draw these a little bit faster. Making of a Morsel is a very good morsel, but honestly, it's not that good of a morsel. You would prefer to have lifesteal effects, not just the raw stats. So I think I will take a Consume Space Prism for capacity. Unit upgrades or spell upgrades? Well, probably spell upgrades because our units are, well, we have no units. So we could get a Umbra unit that could gorge, and we have, Shade Splitters and Packed Morsels. We need gorging. So let's go for the Umbra Gorger. See what we get. Permafrost in our spell shop. When you summon a morsel, create a copy, or resolve +6/+6. I mean, I could see our champion with a morsel master getting like double lifesteal morsels every time we summon any morsels. Morsel maker. Well, I mean, let's think about these separately. Would we rather create 2 morsels or create a copy of a morsel? I think we'd rather create a copy of a morsel because we want damage shield, lifesteal, etc. But as far as effects go, getting +6/+6 every turn on a unit with the unit essence is good. And then creating a copy of a morsel is also good, because you could put that on another unit that gorges and then it gets lots of gorging triggers out of it. I think we want Morsel Master, I really do. Because we can select which morsels we are creating copies of. +20 magic power and consume. I think we just need to make Ice Tornado cheaper. And then I'm gonna pay, I think, to make it even a little bit cheaper further. And then I will just pay to remove a card too. Let's get rid of a Forgone Power. They're good, cheap cards that can give us our incant synergies, but we still gotta get rid of all these cards in our deck at some point. Armor 10 is not that big of a problem. I mean, here's the thing, with Armor 10, we have no damage spells anyways. Ice Tornado is gonna kill a unit anyways. There's little reason to delay on this, to stall on this. Okay. I think we're gonna play Soul Guard immediately, because I really want the incant trigger off of it. Oh, that also did not take Ember Drain, which is perfect because, okay, watch this. You play an Energy Morsel, which didn't get Ember Drained? What? So I guess if you play your champion on the top floor, it eats the Ember Drain from Covenant 10, and then also doesn't apply it to another unit. Sure. So what we'll do instead is we'll play Morsel Master. He's eating the morsels, so you know what? Lifesteal is not what we want here. What we want is like double 6 damage morsels. You're incant living, but you know what? Why don't we play you guys up here? Okay, I mean, we're trying to figure it out. The order did not quite work the way I had intended it to work, but it's still good. Our champion is now unlocked, so why don't we give our champion, I mean, +6/+6 is really freaking good, but 2 lifesteal is also really freaking good. I'm gonna give him +6/+6, because if our champion kills this guy, then our Morsel Master can kill this guy. Okay, sure. And then you're not taking any damage, you might as well just get a little bit more buffed. You might as well come out here to die. We don't need to play Forgone Power, so end turn. These Forgone Powers have to go, because I don't really want to discard Preserve. So we do want Space Prism. And then we'll double up on 2 morsels now. That's extremely good. I mean, our champion is incredible right now. Our champion is going to keep us alive on this combat easily. Just double up on morsels whenever possible. We also have decent energy by playing these rebel morsels, so it's not that bad. And then as for Ice Tornado, you might as well just try to ice whatever you can. A little wordplay there. All right, and then we're pretty much just set. 63-83 versus 8-170. I think we win. All right, this is still gonna be tough, but we're gonna try to make it work. Another magic power morsel mage, mollusk mage rather. We do need flash freeze. We need something that can target. And making of a morsel, immortal trait, or grovel. Very interesting. I like them all. The lifesteal is mostly beneficial for when you're on Relentless. Or it could just like keep your champion alive while you let him tank damage. Grovel is also great. Applying damage shield keeps the unit alive, gives you a couple of morsels as well. Seems like we're not having too much of a problem generating morsels, at least not early. I really like Immortal Trade, and it's a very good target for hitting with Preserve as well. You can just keep it in hand, and when your champion is about to die, you just pop this out, and then you can keep them alive for a turn. If they don't have lifesteal morsels out, and they function as extremely good tanks. But I think we'll go Grovel. I think I just want another card that can generate morsels. And now this is our unit draft. This is our first real, like, okay, we got to decide what we're going to do as far as units go. Shadow Eater, Crucible Collector, or Cold Celia. Look, I got to admit, Shadow Eater and Crucible Collector are good tanks, but we have a good tank in our champion, as long as we can unlock them. Cold Celia is pretty good for doing damage, but is it good enough? Is it fast enough? I don't know. It is a sweeper. We do need a sweeper, but Shadow Eater is also a sweeper. Restore 10 health and deal 10 damage to enemy units. And we can always put the Morsel Master inside of another unit, creating a copy of a morsel. So we could make Shadow Eater create 2 copies of morsels, or we could make Crucible Collector create 2 copies of morsels, or even Cold Celia if we want her to generate morsels for our champion. Shadow Eater, Crucible Collector. We don't need a tank. I mean, I guess in theory we could put Soul Guard behind Crucible Collector, but Soul Guard is the tank. We don't need another tank. I think what we need is none of these units. But I think I will take Cold Celia because Sweep is that good. And if we can buff up one Cold Celia substantially, we at least have, you know, a good sweeper, because we don't have any Frostbite units or anything like that right now. So on the left, we get an artifact. On the right, we get another unit and a Hellvent. I think you gotta go unit path. You gotta see what you get. Spell Chain, plus 10 magic power and piercing. That would have been really nice on Ice Tornado, but that's fine. Spell Chain, I mean, a Spell Chain Preserve, a Spell Chain Grovel, a Spell Chain Offering Token, a Spell Chain Packed Morsels, or Space Prism are all pretty useful. Let's check out the unit. Another Morsel Maker or an Alloyed Construct. Inert, Multi-Strike 1, and Gorge gain 1 fuel. So you can give another unit Multi-Strike if you put the construct inside of another unit. But that unit has to be at the front, because if they're not at the front, they're not going to Gorge. Okay. Because I was thinking, I mean, a Multi-Strike Cold Celia is pretty good, but you could put the Morsel Master inside of the construct so that you actually do get doubled Morsel Creation. We also have a Morsel Maker here. Resolve +6/+6. That doesn't count as gorging though, so if you put a Morsel Maker inside of an Alloyed Construct, you wouldn't get fuel. It's an interesting one. Resolve +6/+6. I mean, that on Cold Celia, with Cold Celia being quick, means that Cold Celia could eventually get to the point where she's sweep killing a lot of units and she's healing every turn in theory. And you can put that behind your champion. How big is Morsel Master? 1 pip? Dude, I think we could do it. I think we could make a Morsel Maker in a Cold Celia, a Morsel Master behind Soul Guard. Soul Guard will eat the morsels from Morsel Master. Cold Celia, if we get quick on her, will sweep kill everything and gain power over, you know, turn after turn. I think we can make that work. It's going to require a lot of unit melding, but I think it'll work. Let's check out the Concealed Caverns. Copy a card 5 times. I don't think we want to copy a card 5 times, but like another Ice Tornado, another Space Prism. Do we want like another Morsel Master? Yeah, I mean, putting a Master and a Master to create 2 copies of morsels would be nice. It's a little expensive. I don't think we need like 5 Cold Celias. I don't think we need 5 packed morsels or Ice Tornadoes or Offering Tokens. We have enough cheap spells that we're getting our champion out on turn 2, at least right now. But I do think maybe doubling up on like A morsel master? Put a morsel master in a morsel master so you get more morsels every time you play a morsel? The problem though is that we're not gonna have the capacity. You know, if we put the space prism on the top floor, we are going to be at max capacity every turn. If we put space prism on the middle floor, we're gonna be at 5 capacity, which means we can't even play any morsels, so we might wanna go capacity upgrade as is. Just give me one more space prism. We have not really upgraded anything, so there were no good options there, I think. Plus 10 magic power and piercing, spell chain, engage. I think we're gonna put Morsel Maker in our Cold Celia, which is +6/+6 every turn. I'm gonna try to make Cold Celia able to tank up, to do a lot of damage, and then in theory sweep kill everything if we can make her quick. And then we can duplicate another card. I gotta admit though, I don't really want to duplicate any card, but I do like Preserve because it keeps a useful card in your hand for a future turn. Grovel is also really good, but it's not upgraded. Maybe I'll just not duplicate anything. I feel like that's the wrong option. So you know what, give me another Space Prism, and I'm just gonna go full on draw. We're gonna get draw and then more draw, so we can get to our cheap cards that can unlock Soul Guard, and we're gonna make Soul Guard our super tank. That's what we're gonna do. So in theory, you block Ember Drain, then we can play our Morsel Master, then we can start incanting. I mean, you can just come out and die, who cares? No Space Prism, but that's okay. We should probably put out a body blocker on this turn. Because you know what? No, we can incant enough to unlock Soul Guard. So that's what we should do. He can tank the 20 damage from the explosive, that's no problem. So we're gonna play Shade Splitter, Packed Morsels. We're gonna play Cold Celia, and then Forgotten Power. We should also really play our morsels. Maybe we'll leave them in the deck. All right, Cold Celia is gonna start tanking up a little bit. And now we have Space Prisms, we can play more on the top floor. Keep giving ourselves more morsels, more cells. These units are gonna maybe live as they make it up though, it's a little scary. You're gonna get swept, these guys are all gonna die. I think we gotta go on you. We gotta upgrade Cold Celia on the next level. We have to give her quick. Offering token and offering token, offering token and Train Steward, Shade Split. I mean, Rebel Morsels are still useful. You guys are gonna make it up to the top floor, but who cares? Ice Tornado, not really a good reason to save it, I think, because it's gonna be so busy up here. Our champion's actually dying, which is horrible, but we can put up body blockers in front, so they will live. Especially with 2 Umbra Morsels in the front. We are taking 31 damage. I'm looking at it though, and there's not a lot of lifesteal happening, unfortunately. But, that's fine. You know what, let me preserve a morsel, just so I have something to dump next turn. One of the enemies swept. I did not notice. Oh, it's like the elite version of the Forged Disciples. They have sweep on them, don't they? Yeah, I think they do. Okay. These ones at least don't. So you need more health. We do not have more health, so take more damage. You guys can just get out. The boss only does 9 damage. As long as we get 1, okay, we have a lifesteal morsel. As long as we get 1, we're actually like totally fine. Yeah, that's what I always say. And now we're healing for 50. That's I mean, perfect. So it took us a little while to get what we wanted, but it worked. We gotta be careful of sweep minions. But if we can make our Cold Celia multi-strike sweep, we can do some good stuff there. Deep Offering, consume, discard, draw 5. Making this cheap I really like because we can play it to draw more cards to get Soul Guard out, even if it does consume. Forever Consumed is pretty good for raw damage, but we need more than just one front enemy kill card. We need to sweep cards. We need to be able to kill the minions that have, 25 HP on the final fight. So I think Deep Offering is what we want, and we can make it a good draw card. Incant, gain rage, and +5 attack on the Nameless Siren. I don't really see a good meld target here. We still have a Morsel Master out. Action, apply spell weakness to enemy units. Incant, gain rage. +10/+10 lifesteal 5. That could have been nice to put on Cold Celia as well. I actually don't think we take a unit, which is very scary for me. Are we really gonna roll Champion, Cold Celia, and Morsel Master? We might roll Champion, Cold Celia, and Morsel Master here. It would be a little scary, but it could get the job done. It actually could. I don't think we need another tank. I don't think we need a Crucible Collector. Well, so what's the plan? The plan is Soul Guard in the front, Cold Celia behind, Morsel Master behind, and then when we play a Space Prism, we can actually play multiple morsels on a floor. And then when we keep playing morsels, we can keep gorging the heck out of Soul Guard, and then he can eventually just tank everything. And ideally, Cold Celia will be able to tank enough that she can just do enough damage to kill all the units in the back. Now, there is a problem here, and the problem is very clear. We can't kill big units because we only have one thing that does damage, Soul Guard. But none of these really do it. Incant, gain rage 1, it's like not even close to being worth it. So I think we skip these because they don't improve our damage against big targets. I think we take draw. There is another opportunity for a unit right here. It does mean we have to skip the Merchant of Steel. Could get a Stygian Banner unit. What would we want? Siren of the Sea, maybe? I guess we could have put the Morsel Master inside the Incant Rage Siren. That would have worked. Yeah, let's go left. Check out a unit. Let's see what we get. Remove Consume. Siren of the Sea or Nameless Siren. So now this is your ultimate choice. Do you want a Siren that gets Incant +1/+1 on Essence, or +2/+2 normally, or a Nameless Siren who gets Rage 2, which is 4 damage per Incant, that does degrade over time? And I think we want Siren of the Sea, because it also gains health, which means it can tank up a little bit. This is a very strange build that we're rocking here, but I think we can make it work. Champion. 90/90 or 45/55 with Frostbite 1. We have a sweeper now, so I'm just gonna go with Incant 10. It's a little hard to Incant 10 times, but hopefully we can make it work. Intrinsic on a spell. We would want that on Space Prism, but we don't have to play it. It might be worth it just to make sure that we have the capacity that we need. We're gonna put the Morsel Master inside of the Siren of the Sea. That way we still get doubled morsels and that she can get even stronger. And then ideally we want the Siren of the Sea to have like multi-strike. Well, no, because we want the Sweeper to have multi-strike, probably. Do we even need the Siren? Yeah, probably. We could put the Siren in the Morsel Master and then we have the capacity. Yeah? It can't +1/+1? I worry about if we play on the top floor, the Morsel Master could die. But we have Grovel. We could play Grovel. If we really want to go top floor on the final boss fight. Ugh. It's a little awkward and not really what you want because of the sweep, but You know, I'm gonna put the Siren in the Morsel Master. I want to go low capacity here. I want to keep capacity open for playing morsels. And this is probably like a pretty horrible idea, but we're gonna freaking try it. Okay, remove consume, cost 1 more. We could do that on packed morsels or deep offering, but we can only make it cost 2. Probably want to do it on a packed morsels just to keep, well, we have shade splitters, we have grovel. No, yeah, we don't need it on a packed morsel. We're just gonna make deep offering real cheap. Plus 20 magic power and consume. Honestly, put it on a flash freeze. Makes it playable. Double stack. Grovel would be extremely expensive. Let's just split the upgrades there. Remove a card. Let's save our money a little bit. Oh man, I don't know about this one. I feel like I need to figure out how best spell shield. I have no spells, so there you go. I feel like I need to figure out how best to work around the elite, or sorry, the Exile Stygian champion, because I don't really know what to do with this guy. He's a tough nut to crack, honestly. So we need Soul Guard, and then we play Space Prism. We can go ahead and double up on some morsels here. And then Frostbite will kill a unit. It'll kill you in 2 turns. But you have haste, so you're gonna move up anyways, and you do 10 damage. Actually, you know what? This will at least make sure that you die by the end of the next turn. Now, Space Prism, Offering Token, Shade Split, Packed Morsels. We still need to play a few more cards in order to unlock you, but we can at least keep Cold Celia alive, and she can do some damage on this turn. Not enough, but, you know, she'll live, and she has to go out anyways. So she's taking 13 damage. Should have played a morsel first. She's taking 13 because she's healing for 6. Forgone Power will get a kill. We need 3 more spells anyways up here, so that's fine. I'm gonna give Cold Celia some lifesteal. It also does get a kill, does it? How are you dying? You do 1 damage. Oh, but you apply Frostbite. Okay, so you are getting a kill. And then you guys are all gonna haste up. You get more damage after combat. I suppose we'll just play the morsels. Make sure that we kill the collector when possible. It's our first collector kill. Okay, now in theory, don't discard Forgone Power. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna get this. Add morsels, Forgone Power. Now, I hate that you're not dying, but you will only hit the pyre once, which is, I guess, something, right? This type of enemy is the enemy that we have a problem with. We can't really do a lot of damage to one singular target right now. We're only gaining +1/+1. We really just need to upgrade our units. We have not upgraded any unit abilities right now, and that's the real problem. That's a real kick in the teeth right now. So we're just gonna give you infinite lifesteal. You're making it up right now, and you will probably make it up. Although maybe if I frostbite you a little bit. Okay, we're getting there. Just keep incanting, basically, and we might be able to get you. Spell Shield 2? That's not gonna do it. Okay, Grovel. Well, we're definitely not gonna do it. But again, you're only gonna hit the pyre once, which is not bad. Pyre's taking a little bit of damage, gotta be careful. You're only taking 60. Why? Because Soul Guard is killing you, wasting a lot of damage, unfortunately. So you're gonna make it up to the pyre, and you're probably gonna hit it like twice. $62 damage. You're not gonna hit it for much, but I hate that you're hitting it at all. Taking 68. That helps. Taking 81. $83. You're definitely just gonna hit it once. Still scary. So you're gonna haste. You have Spike, Spell Shield, Rage, Shard Enhanced, Relentless. So this champion's not gonna be doing a damn thing. Might as well play it. I mean, you're not making it past the next floor. We just have too much lifesteal going on. But goodness gracious, we've been neglecting our units for far too long, and it's starting to... Our earlier decisions are starting to come home to roost, you know? Crystalline Seeds, Frostbite 6, not good enough. Honestly, Preserve, it's been useful to keep morsels in hand. Gem Trove can also be pretty good. Feast can also be great to enable more feeding. But I think morsel generation's not really a problem. Gem Trove is a little expensive. Even though the damage shield is pretty good. Grovel is damage shield 1. This is damage shield 1 to all friendly units. It means we could... No... Yeah... No... I'm just thinking about the final boss fight and the fact that if we go top floor, Gem Trove can keep morsels alive to be gorged, but if we don't have it, then the sweep on the top floor is going to kill our morsels, so we have to play middle floor, which means we don't really want Gem Trove, do we? Okay, we have to go left. Like, there's just no question. And then we got to get rid of some garbage spells. At least the zero costers, you know, they can incant for us. Quick has to go on Cold Celia. And then, honestly, an 11 damage Cold Celia can kill weak support units as she buffs up. A multi-strike would be a lot better, though. Damage shield 3. Honestly, on the Morsel Master, I don't think that's that bad. We often draw Morsel Master before anything else. And damage shield just to keep you alive for a second could be pretty good. We don't want endless. 25 HP is not what we were looking for, unfortunately. So I'm gonna leave an upgrade slot open on Cold Celia. I'm gonna give Morsel Master the plus 25 though. He only gets +1/+1 per spell, but still. Feel like we got not fantastic options here, but we're gonna try to make do with what we got. Let's get the Train Stewards out of our deck. It's a little expensive, but we have to keep the deck size down, I think. Do we want an artifact? Honestly, I kind of do. I just don't know if we can afford it. We can always take artifacts down here. Ah, screw it, let's do it. When you summon your second unit during a turn, gain 3 energy. So this basically solves the energy problem forever, but plus 5 HP means our morsels might survive sweeps. I think we just want gain 3 energy after 2 morsels, because we're gonna summon morsels all the damn time. Enemy units get +6 attack. Dare I say it, I think we can do this. You are a sweeper with lifesteal 10. Non-boss enemy units get +6 attack. I'm gonna turn it on. This could very well kill us though, especially if there's really big enemy units. Man, these guys do a lot of damage. But we do have the capability of doing this here. You know what, we'll do it in this order. If we, you know, play our spells to get kills, it's not that bad. And you know what, our Cold Celia will be able to sweep kill these guys as long as we buff her. So let's keep that in mind. So we need to grovel. We're gonna put down morsels, then Cold Celia. We can put her behind. And then Ice Tornado. We really just gotta kill the big guy, so. We just gotta try to make sure that this guy gets toast. We only need 4 more spells. We can wait a turn. So I'm gonna kill this guy in the front so that our spells can maybe more easily target that guy. We're gonna get 4 spells. Dump the Forgotten Power. We have 2 preserves, which is good. Now we've unlocked our champion. We're gonna gain energy for next turn. And then you might as well put down the morsels. We're gonna take a big hit on this turn, but hopefully we can kill this guy as he moves up. 138, it's not as much damage as I was hoping for. It's okay. We're gonna put down +6, 153. I really hope you don't hit my pyre for 26 damage, which is 1 HP away from lethal. A flash freeze will kill you. A flash freeze will kill you. So you know what? Put this morsel miner out there. Deep offering. A flash freeze barely kills you, but you will die. Now, there's still a lot of big units making their way up. We gotta work on these guys, if we can. I don't know if we can. Just trying to play spells. Really would have been nice to have a multi-strike. Okay, they're all dying. They're all dying. You guys have to go, though. You have to go. I don't know if we can kill this Clip Defender next turn. It's gonna be mighty close. Just drop a Shade Splitter. Get more grovels. I need a damage morsel. We haven't gotten one. Like a morsel that just does damage. Without that, why don't we just summon you. Just gonna summon you guys to die, unfortunately. Do we keep Preserve or do we play it? I think you might as well play it just Incant. The Incant damage might mean we can kill this guy as he moves up. One Ice Tornado would also help. They are all dying, but barely. We're doing 67 damage, they have 60 HP. Okay. Units on death get +2. You have 20 lifesteal and 14 damage, so that screen previously was a lie. So let's get as many lifesteal morsels out as possible. Freeze whatever the best morsel is that we have in hand. Also goodbye morsel. Do we have another grovel? Might as well play it. Play it on Cold Celia, give her some damage shield. Play more lifesteal, play more HP. You can maybe purge 3 stacks of lifesteal down here. Yep, you purged 2. And you are dying, okay. So if I play any morsels, you will sweep kill them, but as a result, you should lose more stacks of lifesteal doing this, and then we can just give you some frostbite. If we can make that grovel holdover, maybe we could play on the top floor, but it's gonna be so bad on the final fight. Silence, very helpful. I think you can take it, it's permafrost. Crucible extension, more capacity would be nice, but once we get enough capacity to play all of our morsels, we don't need any more capacity, so I don't think we need Crucible extension. Feast could be good. I don't think we need Cannibalize. I think these are a pass. I think we still need unit upgrades because I gotta find a way to upgrade Cold Celia a little bit more. We're not quite there yet. Upgrade a spell to cost -2. So I am thinking something about grovel, but we already made it -1. Yeah, okay, so we can't really do that. Endless is not what we want. Large stone does work. It's not ideal, because we would want either a multi-strike or just raw stats so that we could actually keep playing morsels. So in fact, I am thinking like, okay, just plus 10 attack on Cold Celia, is that good enough? Not really. We still have such a big problem killing big units. I have nothing that can deal with that right now. I hate to say it, that maybe we should leave our unit slot open again, but there is another Merchant of Steel coming up, and maybe we can get multi-strike on her, which would be way better. So let's purge a few of these Forgone powers from the deck. They're still not that good. And then we're gonna fight Fel, and then here we're gonna go Artifact to remove 2 cards, Merchant of Steel, and then here, I mean, we could duplicate a Space Prism and then get an Artifact, and that would give us enough, I think. So, yeah, let's move on. I don't see us winning on the final boss fight, but at least to get there would be amazing. But our champion, incanting 10 times is, you know, a little rough. And the Siren of the Sea on this guy is not really doing as much as I would want. We should have probably not even given him damage shield and wait for like another multi-strike, but we haven't even gotten 1 multi-strike. We're not getting any multi-strikes. So we incanted twice. Fantastic. Get rid of a preserve. That's what we wanted, Space Prism, so I'm glad that we have it. You can dump Unnamed Totem. Because now that we have Space Prism, we can Shade Split. These guys have 10 damage. Actually, let's play a Grovel first. That's a little bit better. 12, 9. Yeah, we're gonna play Cold Celia, and we're gonna buff her damage. I played this in the wrong order immediately after talking about it, but that's fine. Let's play Deep Offering. Actually, we're gonna get our champion unlocked, which is even better. There we go, perfect. Now he took all the lifesteal, which is, you know, even better. Although you are gonna make it up, which is kind of absurd. So why don't we just purge you from existence right now? We gotta wait for Cold Celia to level up, which I guess is like one of the big problems here. I should have played Shade Splitter there, but I mean, honestly, giving you +6/+6 is pretty good. Just end turn. We got a lot of morsels in our deck, but if we go 1 more draw up, we can start drawing these morsels and replaying them, which is okay. You gain armor 10. You're not gonna make it through. I'll give you as much armor as you want, buddy. You know what, screw that. There, no more armor. No more armor! And then, might as well try to work you down. Grovel. Probably want that on Cold Celia. Oh no, more armor. I like incanting because we get +1/+1, but really +1/+1 is not that much, is it? Okay, we want the attack. Let's take the health. And then honestly, let's preserve both of these. As long as we have morsel generation, you know, we can keep our champion alive pretty easily. The big enemies up here, I think this is gonna be a big problem for us. Yeah, we're not killing either of them. And I honestly don't know how we can kill either of them, which means our pyre is probably gonna get toasted here. I mean, at least we're killing one of them, but we still have literally no way of protecting the pyre. They're gonna have 3 frostbite and hit the pyre 4 times. We have 3 HP, and we have another big tanky floor making it up. So again, we just have no way of dealing with the big heavy units that are making it up, but we didn't get any multi-strike in our unit upgrades, so Cold Celia can't kill them all. Because ideally, what we would want on a floor like this, for instance, we would want Cold Celia to be doing about 47, 48 damage, attack twice, kill the tank, Soul Guard can kill the bigger unit in the middle, and then the unit at the back dies to Cold Celia's shot to begin with. But we don't have any way of really doing a lot of damage. Our units aren't doing enough, and we didn't start with damaging spells. You know, we started with Forgone Power and Shade Splitters. We don't have Plinks. We don't have, you know, whatever the card is from Wormkin that is targeted damage. So we're kind of just in an unfortunate position here where our primary damage dealer is our champion and they can't really do anything. So, yeah. It's a fun run. I don't know how you, I don't know where you put pressure on a run like this to find what you need to survive, because we just needed some additional spells that dealt damage, but really the only thing we had was Ice Tornado that showed up and Flash Freeze, and I took them both. But we have very little ways of dealing with the heavy hitting units that show up on the run. And, you know, changing Soul Guard to be Frostbite Soul Guard, that's not really going to solve the problem. Action Soul Guard is not really going to solve the problem because that only triggers once on a wave anyways. Really, it was maybe like different units. We did have the opportunity to take the Alloyed Construct, but I wanted to build one floor instead of multiple floors because it's a lot easier to keep your units alive that way. And a Construct wouldn't be able to gorge, and I would want the Soul Guard to gorge in order to gain lifesteal and keep him alive longer. But maybe the Alloyed Construct was the way to go. You know, maybe we could have built a big multi-strike unit that could actually punch through the enemies, but we still didn't get any other multi-strikes showing up. We did get a large stone, admittedly, and that could have worked. We would have not had Cold Celia with her quick sweep, though. No, it was like a Morsel Master was what we took instead of Soul Guard. No, it was Morsel Maker, I think, instead of the Alloyed Construct. But I just need to figure out what the best solutions are for those units that have 200 HP in the middle behind a tank, because those are the guys that always make it through, it seems. Well, sometimes it's the units that have 75 damage and 25 HP. Sometimes they make it through, but yeah, we really needed to find a way of dealing with the big heavy units that made it through, because those were the problems. And once we got Cold Celia out there for a couple of turns, she was able to kill the weaker stuff. The big stuff, though, if ever there was 2 tanks on a floor, we were screwed, because Soul Guard could kill one, Cold Celia can't kill the other one, and Morsel Master wasn't doing any damage. But like taking Crucible Collector, the lifesteal tank, that wouldn't have solved any problems. I think what would have solved the problem would have been taking Alloyed Construct, something that did a lot of damage. And by the end of this run, we were having enough morsel generation that we could have made a second floor work. I don't know what we were doing on the final fight, though. Like, you can't play morsels on the top floor at all without the artifact that gives morsels damage shield, or without a feast holdover. So we wouldn't have been able to play middle top. It would have been middle bottom floor on the final fight, and I don't know if we can incant Soul Guard enough times to get him out to stop those enemies. It's very interesting. I feel like with the DLC, The Last Divinity, there's definitely a bit of an incentive to have not only absurdly powerful minions, but also damaging spells, like high damaging spells. You know what? I should have taken Forgotten Power, rather. Forever Consumed is maybe what it's called. The card that just does up to like 90 damage to the front enemy unit. Maybe that would have been what we wanted. Something that could actually deal with a big unit that maybe makes it through. And then maybe we could use, you know, Soul Guard to kill another tank on the same floor or something. Yeah, maybe that's what we should have taken. Maybe we should consider those types of cards a little bit more frequently in the future. Anyways, I'm talking a little bit too much here, trying to save face for losing a run of Monster Train, but the game's hard. Still had fun with it. And for those of you on YouTube, hey, thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe for more, check me out on Twitch for when I go live, support me at any of the links below in the video description, and I hope to see you here again for the next run of Monster Train.